This is your horoscope for September 2018. Thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure to be able to do this broadcast for you live. Thank you for joining me. Now, from the 30th of August through until the 14th of September, you have the sun sitting in Virgo at 8 degrees in your 10th house. So, Sag, you are blessed for the first 2 weeks, really, by having the sun, which is your identity, in your 10th house of work, because you'll be able to learn what's going on very easily, and you have the power to make changes. What opposes the sun is Neptune sitting in Pisces in your 4th house. So the thing that might distract you from your work are family members who really require a lot of support and help. So that's a decision you need to make. Each case has its own merit. No one can tell you what decision to make. It's your family. No one knows what it's like to walk in your shoes. And you can decide whether helping that person is justified or not. You know, if you have been abused terribly all your life and you're still being abused and no one ever respects you and you're just, the family takes advantage and they'll be like, oh, Julia will do it, just give it to her, then that's not appropriate and that's not a way to be of service. When people start taking you for granted, forget it, don't do it, okay? So the first 2 weeks really support you in work. So if you're a Sagittarius who's unemployed, this really, the first 2 weeks of September are fabulous for you to go to job interviews and to demonstrate your power and your expertise. And you come across as you really come on as knowing yourself, confident, ready to work, and you make a very good impression. If you are already in work, it's a great time to learn more about what you're doing and to really show what you can do and to perfect your skills in your existing work as well. You like to learn, so there's more to learn in your work and you can really perfect that. And you can balance that out with helping family, but again, make sure, like for instance, if my mother had a problem and she, like a couple of years ago, she injured herself and she said, please come over and help me while I'm in hospital. Of course, I dropped everything and went over because I speak to my mother all the time and I love her and she loves me and we're in each other's lives and then it's warranted. But if it's someone who you just are helping out of guilt and because you feel obligated all the time, don't feel obligated all the time. Spiritual people, especially sensitive people, need to really check themselves sometimes and say, am I being people-pleasing here? Am I being codependent? Now, for the entirety of for the entirety of September going up until the October 1st, said that so well, Uranus is in Taurus in your 2nd house and it squares Mars and that is in Capricorn in your 2nd house. Okay, so we've got Uranus at 2 degrees in Taurus in your 6th house of work, and it squares Mars at 28 degrees in Capricorn in your 2nd house of money and belongings. Hi, Lions. Now, Saturn, Pluto, and Mars are sitting in Capricorn in your 2nd house of money. What that means, combined with the sun sitting at 8 degrees power in your 10th house of career, is that you're someone this month, if you're driven and ambitious, you can really change your circumstances in work for the better. And I'm talking about Machiavellian stuff. Like if you're in a business and you have to really be smart to get that new job, you know what to do and you know what action to take so that you can get that job. So you're someone who really, if you use this month to work hard, especially the first 2 weeks, it's going to have a significant impact on your finances and what you actually take home every month. And that is as soon as this month is over, you can take action within the first 2 weeks that will change the way you're paid. Now, the 1st of September, you start the month with a grand trine in Earth. The Sun, Uranus, and Saturn create a grand trine, which is a major talent. So you have the ability to create financial security for yourself on the 1st of September. On the 2nd of September, the moon is in Gemini and it connects with your North Node in Leo and it trines Mars in Capricorn in your second. Listening to your colleagues who build you up and who really say, Sandra, you're underestimating yourself again. You can do much better than this. That fires you up and actually says, hey, hang on a minute, I can do this. No thanks, self-doubt. Bye-bye. We're not listening to you today. When you do that, you can really, again, move forward in your career and the way you make money on the second. So there are options, and one of the options today is via your friends. On the 3rd of September, that energy continues and talking to people is going to be vital because the moon in Gemini quincunxes Jupiter in Scorpio at 17 degrees in your 12th house. So if you communicate with people, you activate the good luck of Jupiter, you get power, you get emotional support, plus you get ideas on how to do this, and that applies to the 4th as well. And there's a kite now in the chart on the 4th, and it's a weird one, it's a pentagon. So the talent is for having an idea that's totally original to you, turning that into a business. You know more about this than I do. You've got Mercury and the transiting midheaven sitting in Leo on your midheaven. So you absolutely know, you've been given by Spirit an idea of what your passion is and what's going to put you in the limelight and what you're meant to be doing work-wise. On the 4th, Saturn helps you realize that, and Uranus provides the unexpected and miraculous opportunity to do it. The Sun is at 11 degrees in Virgo in your 10th house of career. Saturn, Pluto, and Mars are in your second. This is the time to open a business. Any of you Sagittarians who are unemployed, who are looking for work, who are employed, who are dissatisfied, if you make this the 4th of September, the birthday of your new business, it's going to be a business that's a money-making machine and that is of service to humanity, and that helps. Especially if you're in the information industry, like getting rid of sensitive information, IT, journalism, being an author, destroying computers so that sensitive information is retained, being a hacker, all of that stuff. Really, really good. On the 5th of September, we've got another grand trine. Blessings, 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 first week. So the moon is in Cancer, it connects with Jupiter and Neptune. So on this day, when you take care of some business-related opportunity, you have some sort of flash of a spiritual awakening, and that allows you to see things for what they really are, and you are able to unshackle yourself from a faulty belief that you've been carrying around for 20 years. So it's like you're fixing the photocopy machine and suddenly something goes poof in your mind and you're like, oh my God, I realized I was not good enough. I just realized that for 20 years I thought I wasn't good enough and it's gone. Poof. So you receive a blessing on the 5th of September. One of your faulty ideas about yourself is going to go poof. And it's by working. And by working for the good of other people, you're building good karma for yourself. And then you get these kind of poof magical days. Yes. On the 6th of September, Mercury, the communication planet, hooray, good news. It's direct, first of all. And Mercury goes into Virgo. That's a sign it rules. And it functions exceptionally well. It moves into your 10th house of work next to your sun. So your identity and the way you think are now both focused on your work. And this is why working in the first 2 weeks of this month is going to be so good for you and why that ought to be your priority. On the 7th, On the 7th, an ex or a friend from the past is going to ask you to come out with them and to do something, to go out till like 3 in the morning or to go out for dinner or something, and it's going to turn into something else that you weren't prepared for, and it's going to put a spanner in the works. So if there are unexpected invites on the 7th, I mean, unless it's your birthday, bless you. If you're, no, it's not going to be your birthday because you're Sagittarius. So yes, on the 7th, unless it's, you know, your grandmother's birthday, let's say that. So unless it's your granny's birthday, if you get an invite out of the blue, that's like, just stop for a drink with me. Just stop after work and have a drink with me. I want to discuss something with you, a friend of yours or something. It'll turn into a major palaver. It'll turn into a nightmare that you have to muddle yourself out of. It takes a lot of your energy. And if you're someone who's, again, in the public eye, it's not going to work well in your favor. So avoid any kind of unnecessary appearances or conflict on the 7th of September. Sag, Sun, Virgo, Rising, Cancer, Moon. Gorgeous. So you watch the video for your Sag first, for your Sun first, then watch the video for your Rising, and then for your Moon. The Moon is also very important. I've got a Capricorn Moon, and that's why I sometimes feel driven. Now, on the 8th of September, we've got a trine strengthening it, and the trine is that earthy trine that allows you to really have the talent to make your career happen. So it just gets stronger and stronger as September goes on here. On the 9th of September, we have the new moon in Virgo. And the new moon, I'll make separate videos on the new moon and the full moon like I do every month. But the new moon is basically when the moon is totally black and it pulls in Virgo energy. And guess where it pulls that into? It pulls it into your 10th house. Now, a lot of people, especially Leos, are groaning. They're saying, oh, okay, our time is over now and we're going into Leo time. I know that Virgo can be seen as a little bit drab and strict and headmistressy and prim and uptight. But having that in your 10th house is the best place to use it because it means you're efficient, you're effective, you see every little mistake, you analyze things, you're technical. And you're at the top of your game work-wise. You've got the Sun, Moon, Mercury, and your transiting midheaven in there. I mean, a new moon pulls Virgo energy in, so your Virgo squared, and it happens in your 10th house of career, plus it trines all the energy in your 2nd house. So you need to be focused on your career and making money in the first 2 weeks here. You really ought to be a money-making machine. If you're not, something's gone wrong. On the 9th, Venus, the planet of love and beauty, also goes into Scorpio in your 12th house. Now, in your 12th house, you've got Venus. This is the 9th of September. Venus, the transiting rising sign, which is Scorpio, and Jupiter, the planet of good luck and good fortune. It's at 19 degrees. It's not. It's at 18 degrees, which is 9. Okay? So 9 is spirituality and completion. Venus is love. If you connect with a loving higher power, you activate the good luck of Jupiter and Venus, and something miraculous will happen in your work. So today, the work progress isn't going to come from working hard and demonstrating how great you are. It's going to come from something bigger than yourself. So you're really getting support from all different sides. People like you, you're working hard, the universe is giving you gifts. Fab. 10th of September. Let's go back. I bought this amazing laptop with Solarfire. It's a Windows laptop because Solarfire doesn't work on Mac. And as far as I'm concerned, Solarfire is the best astrology software. So this is for you Sagittarius. You can see that's your rising. So I paid £150 for it and I got what I paid for. That's cheap for a laptop, I think. But it's a bit tricky to even get from the 9th of September to the 10th because the mouse is so rubbishy. So we've done the 9th of September, now the 10th. More work. Focus more on work. Even more. Work, work, work. On the 11th of September, Mars moves out of Capricorn and it goes into Aquarius in your third house. Now, Mars was driving you to succeed work-wise and to make money. It's like, I want to really do something worthwhile, but I also want to be rewarded for it. Now, Mars leaves that on the 11th, so now the foot is off the gas pedal a little bit, and that's why I'm telling you, use the first 2 weeks to really get things done in your career, ask for promotions and more money, and do things on the side, and start your own business on the side, and do stuff. Because now on the 11th, when Mercury goes into Aquarius in the third, it's more concerned with communicating in a way that's humanitarian and educating people in a way that's free. So you're not so focused now on making money. And if you want to make money, use the first 11 days. On the 12th of September, nice opposition between Venus and the Moon and Uranus. Venus is in Scorpio in your 12th at 2 degrees. Mars is at 25 in Libra. And Uranus is in Taurus in your 6th. Connect with a higher power. That will make you creative. That will spurn other people on to emulate you or help you or support you. And it's another miraculous day where something positive happens for you in work. You're really, the guardian angel of work is with you. Hi Shannon, all month. And it's really, well, for the first 2 weeks anyway. And here on the 12th, it's still helping you. It's miraculous. On the 13th, everything goes into your 12th house. Venus, the Moon, the Rising, and Jupiter, and they trine Neptune in the 4th. So this is a very strange day because, again, spiritually you feel totally in love and connected. And you can either share the love with family members, but it's also going to be lucky if you communicate some of that love to your co-workers, to your employees, or to your employer. And to say, like, if you're an employee, without sucking up, or brown nosing, which is awful, but saying, do you know what, I really enjoy working here, and you've given me a lot of opportunities, and I've grown a lot from working here. That's a great way to open a dialogue with your boss. He'd love to hear that. Every boss, I think, would love to hear that. Every good boss. On the 14th, there's more of a hard decision between family and work again. And I'm telling you that work is really the thing that you ought to focus on, because spiritually you're being guided to create these wonderful things. And we're on the 14th now. The 15th of September, you have a Grand Cross in fire in your chart. And this is now where you get an idea to do something on the side, independently, like self-employment, your own job, and to do it yourself. On the 16th, the Grand Cross comes into effect in your chart even earlier. Okay, so in the chart, we've got a Grand Cross, which is 4 squares that create a giant red square. You can see that here, look. Do you see the big red square? So that has been in place since the 8th of October, and most of the other signs have started to be affected by it really on the 18th, 20th, and it reaches its pinnacle on the 22nd. In your case, it starts to affect you a bit earlier on the 17th of September, possibly because you're a fire sign and you do things quicker. Now, the Grand Cross connects your North Node in Leo with Venus in Scorpio in your 12th house, Mars in your 3rd house in Aquarius, and Uranus at 1 degree in Taurus in your 6th house. So around this time of the month, you're going to feel like, okay, I really need to communicate that I need to expand and work and do more. I want to express my love for the universe, and I want to express my love to other people. I want to be of help and service, and I want to communicate that. Plus, I want to do something independently in work, which is going to help others and is going to create abundance for myself. Now, that's a lot to do in one day. So for you, Sagittarius, one goal 2 goals at the very most. Keep things simple and conserve your energy. Pace yourself and consistently and steadily work towards your goal. Remember that the biggest blessing for you this month is your career and your money, and your spiritual connection and your resilience and your ability to be strong in challenging circumstances. So that continues until the 22nd of September. On the 22nd of September, Mercury, the communication planet, now goes into Libra in your 11th house. It's at 0 degrees. You get the quintessential nature of Mercury. Mercury is communication and thinking. And in Libra, it's beautiful thinking. It's thinking thoughts like, I've done so well this month in terms of work. I've balanced it with helping my family and I feel really good about myself. It's that kind of thinking. And that kind of thinking opposes Chiron in Aries in your 5th house. Chiron is the wounded healer. It often represents the most difficult part of the chart that once you transform it becomes the strongest part of your chart. So on this day, you're really proud of yourself and you're like, do you know what, Karen? You've done really well and worked hard and I'm proud of you. And that self-love and giving yourself a pat on the back is the first step or the 10th step or the 100th step, doesn't matter, to healing your Chiron in your 5th house of romance. And because you appreciate yourself more now, you're raising your frequency and you're starting to attract partners who are suitable for you by raising your vibration, and they come into your life. You don't need to do anything. That's because you're looking at your specific chart, and I'm looking at the chart for all of Sagittarius, for all of you guys. So that's the 22nd. And also, when Mercury goes into Libra, you articulate yourself much better. So if you're a painter, or if you're a writer, or if you're someone who has to speak publicly, it's going to come across much better because, yeah, you're articulate and eloquent. On the 23rd, we almost have a mystic rectangle. One of the sides is missing, but I still count it. It combines your North Node in Leo with your Chiron in Aries and your Sun in Libra and your Mars in Aquarius. So the things that you communicate, which are designed to be of service for humanity, you express in a beautiful way. And it puts you in the spotlight, and it does even more to heal your own damaged self-esteem, if you do have damaged self-esteem. So all the Sagittarians who sometimes doubt themselves and feel bad about themselves, you have the opportunity to create things and to do things and to talk about things and to really sort things out for other people through communication, like those specific jobs I mentioned earlier, that will really make you feel proud of yourself and heal these faulty beliefs that you've somehow adopted in your romantic relationship life. And once they're gone, you raise your vibration and you attract a better kind of partner. So the areas, especially people working with electronics, communication, solar energy researchers, inventors, scientists, astrologers, physiotherapists, psychologists, painters, artists, interior designers, performers, singers, leaders, bosses, pioneers, adventurers, all of those people, all of you Sagittarians, you are going to benefit the most on the 23rd, and it will heal you because you're proving to yourself how capable you are. On the 24th, that opportunity continues. On the 25th, it continues too. We have a full moon in Aries now. So the 22nd to the 25th, there's a build-up to this Aries full moon. And the Aries full moon showers you in Aries energy. It's in your 5th house of romantic relationships. You have done really well work-wise. So someone just mentioned they're a nail technician. That's fine. Life coach is similar to a therapist and to a astrologer. Being an astrologer is kind of a life coach because you look at what people's strengths and weaknesses are and you tell them how to overcome them, which I think that's sometimes what life coaches do. to help you overcome obstacles and overcome yourself. So on the 25th, that full moon is at 6 degrees. So it showers you with Aries energy. So you have this amazing confidence now. And you're like, oh my God, I can reach this goal. I can make this because I have proven to myself this month that I'm so capable and I'm good at stuff. So I'm going to try again. And by doing that and taking your power back and taking the initiative, you're being given an opportunity to succeed and to really heal Chiron, especially when it comes to your romantic life. So that is love, romance, sex, romantic relationships, anything like that. So if you're interested, if you're a single Sagittarius, by putting yourself out there, you have really got, at the end of the month, the potential to heal your relationships and to have a relationship with someone who is actually positive for you. If you're in a relationship already, there may be some conflict because you're becoming more certain of yourself and you're not willing to compromise as much. But that may be hurtful to the other person, but it's important that you stand up for yourself and that you don't give your power away in relationships. It doesn't suit you. On the 26th, we have a grand trine in water. And remember, I'll make separate videos on the full moon and the new moon. But just remember that this full moon in Aries happens in your 5th house of romantic relationships. Okay. So on the 26th, that grand trine in water connects Chiron and your rising in Scorpio and the midheaven in Leo. So it's not usual that you have a grand trine which has 2 elements. Usually they're just in 1 element. Guys, there are 40 of you watching. Thank you for joining me. Please share this broadcast. I have looked at YouTube, and live YouTube broadcasts you can share on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, everywhere. And I did actually advertise. I have paid some money to advertise on Facebook, so I've done that. But I really need your guys' support to share, because that's the way people find me. And I want lots of people to find me because I feel like I've tapped into something really amazing and I want to share it with people and help people through it. So on the 26th, you have this grand trine in water and fire. It allows you to heal your relationships with family members that may have become estranged or difficult. So you've got quite a hubbledy-bubbledy kind of a month where you dip in and out of lots of different themes at different times. So stay grounded, try and do one thing at a time. That Grand Cross, again, it affects you quicker than other signs because you are able to multitask more. You are Sagittarius, you do move quickly, other people are left behind. So try and keep it simple to 2 or 3 things that you're doing. Don't overwhelm yourself. On the 27th, we have a very strong opposition between Venus in your 12th house and Uranus and the moon in your 6th. So Uranus and the moon are saying, we feel really comfortable working in a practical way. And Venus at 9 degrees in Scorpio will say, not without asking your guides, you won't. So as soon as you ask your guides, what are we working on today? You'll create something beautiful. And Venus will lend you her beauty and she will inspire you to really work on something fabulous. So you have the ability to make something divinely guided and a masterpiece today. So Taurus is also ruled by Venus. Taurus is very good at making crafts. It rules money. It rules anything to do with the earth, crystals, and garden design, and the earth and flowers, floristry, anything like that. Anything to do with the earth, diamonds, gold, jewels, crystals. I read this amazing story about, I'm sorry, but I'm going off on a tangent. It's an amazing German story by Hans Evers. It's Ewers in English. And it's called Alraune. And it's about this magical creature that grows in the ground. And, oh, it's just so fabulous. And you have the ability today, on the 27th, to heal estranged relationships because you're humble and you're open and you're friendly and you're willing to forgive. On the 28th, the moon is in Taurus and opposes Jupiter and Venus. So again, it's a case of the universe will inspire the work that you're doing. Also on the 29th. So make sure you include your guides in whatever it is you're doing. Like before I do a reading, I close my eyes and I pray and I say, please work through me. Please make me a channel of your peace, of your knowledge, of your infinite wisdom, so that I can transmit that to the other person without myself being in it. So take that, that's all it takes, and you're there. Finally, at the end of the month, you have a grand trine in air. It connects Mars in your 3rd, Mercury in your 11th, and the moon at 12 degrees in Gemini in your 7th. So it's important that you communicate your dreams and desires. You speak them out loud on the 30th. Either someone will hear that and help you realize them, or just by speaking them, you manifest them into reality. So speak your truth. I'm going to be the world's #1 astrologer. Something like that, the dream that you have. Say it out loud and it vibrates off into the universe. It has a rippling effect. Like when you throw a stone in water, it ripples. That's what I get for you, Sagittarius, in September. I hope you have a fabulous month. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the Book Your Readings button on the front page or the Readings tab to get to the bookings page. Order your reading there. Please remember to subscribe to this channel. I do these live broadcasts now, which are fun because I can see your comments while I'm doing this. And I also do live readings for people who can't afford private readings, where they can ask questions. You can ask questions. What's going on with my finances? And I just pull one tarot card and I give you an idea. So if you subscribe and if you have the bell on, you'll be notified when I come on live. So please do that. Have a fabulous month, and I'll speak to you next month for the horoscope. Check out the daily tarot readings, the weekly horoscopes, and the live readings as well if you want to see more of me. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon.